Hey guys, it's Doona. Thanks for joining in on our 30-day yoga challenge. All right, so if you've been following our classes, you've noticed that we've been targeting each body part. So today we're going to be focusing on the quads. So this is really good for all athletes and for those who sit all day long. So good thing about quads is you're also stretching the hip flexors as well as the psoas, the inner thighs. So it's going to be a great stretch for y'all. All right, so we're going to get started in this seated position, but you're going to need 2 blocks, okay? So again, if you don't have blocks, there's going to be a link below. You could go ahead and purchase it down there, okay? So let's start off with 2 blocks because this one is a lot. So another great thing about stretching the quads is going to help you release any tightness through the knees. So I used to be a long distance runner. I used to be in cross country, so my quads were always tight and it kind of pulled on my knees. So I've always had sensitive knees, but through yoga, it's been really helping me. All right, so you're going to bring your knees together outside of your feet, towards the outside of your hips, and then you're going to sit all the way down. But don't sit down yet because this could be a lot for the knees. You're going to place one block and then the second block on top of each other, okay? So you're going to sit on the blocks, all right? And then make sure your toes are facing straight back, okay? So you're going to feel that nice stretch in the front of the ankle as well. All right, so if you don't feel anything in the front of the ankles, on the quads, go ahead and release one block, okay? You just place that to the side. All right, so this is a good place to start, okay? We want to always start slow in our yoga class. We don't want to just jump into the deepest poses. So go ahead and just stay here. Again, squeezing the inner thighs together, lifting up through the side waist. Draw the front ribs in. And then roll the shoulder heads back. Close your eyes. And just like any practice here, bring your attention to your breath. The breathing is a great way to start your practice, helping you to set the tone for the next 20 minutes or so of class. And the goal of the breathing is not to just breathe here, okay? Not just the beginning of the practice. The goal is to stay connected to your breathing the entire time throughout class, especially when we're in a difficult position. That's when your breath is most important. So keeping this slow breathing. Inhale through your nose. Slow exhale. Again, keeping this pace throughout the entire practice. I'll continue to remind you to breathe just like this. On your next inhale, gently blink your eyes open. Good. Plant your palms in front of you. And then just go ahead and release the block to the side. All right, so if you felt that a lot in your quads, you're going to feel a lot in the back of your knees. So just go ahead and stretch out the back of your knee into the hamstrings. Plant your right foot down behind you, lean back, push your hands into the floor. Good. Drop your right knee, and the same thing on the other side. Stretch the back of that left knee. Extend through that back heel. Good. Okay, plant your left knee down, step back into your downward facing dog. And then from here, just bend one knee at a time. Feel free to wiggle out your hips. Good. And then find stillness in your downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. Then open your right hip. Okay? Now bend to your right knee like you're trying to kick your left glute with your right heel. So gaze past your left armpit and see if you could take a peek at your right toes. If not, that's okay. You don't have to. Okay, from there, drop your right shoulder down. Shoulders and chest stay squared. Now bring that awareness into your right quad. I want you to focus on pointing your right knee up towards the ceiling. Good. And then from there, make big circles with your right knee. Good. So getting that gentle stretch into the hip flexor. Opening up through the hips. Inhale, right leg high. Re-square your hips. Exhale, step your right foot between your thumbs. Okay, so again, if you need to step your right foot a few steps to get there, that's okay, right? Now keep your hands to frame your foot. Feel free to place blocks underneath your hands. Lift your chest and pull your chest forward. Lift your hips slightly, then draw your right hip back and hug your inner thighs together. So now your legs are working, okay? You're creating some strength through your hips and your legs. You're not just dumping down, okay? Keep your legs and hips active. Straighten the left knee, then pull your chest forward and back, getting that nice stretch into the left quads. If you want to, you could kind of dip the left knee, straighten it, dip, straighten. Let's do that one more time together. Go ahead and dip the left knee and then straighten. Awesome. Dip the left knee again and drop the left knee, untuck the left toes. Same action, pull your right hip back, left hip forward, hug the inner thighs in. Lift your chest, lengthen your spine. Good. Keep pulling your chest forward and try to drop your hips down. Nice. So not only will you feel it in the left quads, you should feel into your psoas and your inner thighs here. Good. Feel free to keep the block underneath your left hand. You can release the block underneath your right hand. As you inhale, stretch your right arm high, like you're trying to touch the ceiling. Open your chest by leaning your right shoulder back. Good. Keep the twist. Bend your left knee and grab your left foot. All right, friends. Now, if this is too much for you, okay, you have a strap or anything like a strap. Hook the strap around your foot. And then grab the strap. Pull your left heel towards the glute. Okay. Good. Only go as deep as you can. Don't overdo it. Be gentle. Breathe into the quads. Notice here if you're dumping into that left shoulder. You want to push your left hand into the floor or the block and then keep your chest open. All right, one more breath. Inhale. And then exhale, slowly release the strap. Drop your right hand and release the block. Good. Let's come into half pigeon pose. Okay. Don't fold in your sleeping pigeon though. Okay. Stay lifted. Okay. Now try to walk that right foot forward as far as you can. Again, I like to use the blocks for this one. You're going to place blocks underneath your hands. Push your hips up and then walk your feet forward. So now your right shin bone should be parallel to the top of your mat. And you're going to stay lifted here. Try to walk the left leg back even more if you can. Okay, so my hips are not touching the floor. If you can, that's great. Just keep the pelvis neutral. Okay, good. Holding here. Good. Now untuck your toes or tuck your toes and lift your left knee. Now you should feel it a lot into that left quads even more. So your hips are lifted, left knee is lifted, left thigh is lifted. Hold for another 3, 2, and 1. Good. Drop the left knee, drop your hips, release the blocks to the side. All right, let's come up to tabletop position, slide the knee back, and then let's meet back in downward facing dog. All right, that was a lot on the quads, so feel free to shake it out here. All right, come back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg high, keep your hips squared. Bend, or rather, open your left hip, then bend your left knee. Either point your left toes or keep it flexed so that the leg stays active. Square your shoulders by rolling the left shoulder down. Roll your left ribs down. Point your left knee up towards the ceiling as much as you can and make big circles. So lubricating the hip joint, just warming it up here. Warming up the quads. Switch directions. Breathing. Remember, keeping that same tone of breath as we practiced in the beginning of class. Good. Re-square your hips. Hold on your inhale. Exhale, low lunge. Push the floor away. Lift your chest. Step your feet between your hands. Awesome. Again, feel free to grab your blocks if you like. Square your hips. Left knee over left ankle. Pull your chest forward. And then just start to rock forward and back. Last breath here. Good. Now I want you to dip your right knee. Lengthen. 2 more. Dip. Keep your chest lifted. Lengthen. Last one. Dip. And lengthen. Perfect. Go ahead and drop the right knee. Plant your right palm. Wrist underneath the shoulder. So remember, if you watched my wrist video, don't dump into the wrist. Press more into the fingertips and your knuckles. Inhale, stretch your left arm up. Then feel free to grab your strap, bend your right knee, and grab your foot. Good. Few breaths here. Okay, so same thing. Coming back to the wrist, you don't want to lock your elbows and keep it completely straight. You want to put that micro bend to protect the elbows and the wrist. Good. Open the left shoulder. Try to bring that right heel towards the glute as best as you can. Good. Again, don't overdo it. Breathe in. And as you exhale, release. Good. All right, coming back to half pigeon pose on the left side. Walk your left foot towards the right hand. Drop your hips down. Grab your 2 blocks. Place it right next to your hips. And then lift your hips. Draw your left hip back. And then see if you can walk that left foot forward. Good. Keep the left foot flexed. All right. Uncurl your right toes. Curl your right toes. And then lift the right knee. Good. Put that micro bend in your elbows. Shoulders away from the ears. Pull your right thigh up. Maybe straighten the right leg a little bit more. Holding for another 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and slowly release. Awesome. All right, release the block. Plant your palms. Slide the left knee back to tabletop position. And then let's come back to downward facing dog. Good. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Shift forward into your high plank. Maybe drop to your knees and lower all the way down onto your belly. Good. All right, coming into Sphinx pose. Walk your elbows underneath your shoulders, forearms parallel to one another. Okay. Now angle your left forearm to about 45-degree angle. Lean over towards the left, bend your right knee, and grab the top part of your foot. Okay, so go ahead and press the right heel towards the outside of the glute. Okay, but be mindful of your knee. If this is too much flexion in the knee, go ahead and skip this one. You could always hold it here. Okay, now for those who like to go a little bit deeper, you're gonna point your fingers out. So you see my fingers are pointing out. Then roll the fingers down. So now the fingers are pointing towards the floor. And my elbow is pointing up. Good. Don't dump into that left shoulder. Push your left elbow into the floor. Lift your chest. And then maybe get a little bit deeper if you like. Good. Breathe in. and release. Awesome. Plant your right forearm, angle it out, bend your left knee, grab the top part of your foot. Whatever variation you did on the right side, please do so on this side, or try. Again, one side might be a little bit tighter than the other. Keep everything active. You're not resting, remember? Keep pushing your forearms down. Open your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Release the left foot. Awesome. Slide your hands underneath your shoulders. Bend both knees and grab for the outside of your feet. As you inhale, lift your chest. As you exhale, kick your feet up. Lift your thighs. Good. Now kick your feet back into your hands. Pull your chest forward. Good. Engage the core. Support the lower back. Feel the quads start to engage. Last inhale. And then exhale, lower. Good. Release the feet. Hands underneath your shoulders. Rise up to tabletop. And then let's go ahead and meet back in our fixed firm. Okay? So remember, feet to the outside of your hips. Grab a block. Place it between your heels. Okay? So you're sitting on the block. All right, friends. Now, your quads should be pretty open by now. If they are, and you're ready to release the block from underneath, go ahead and slowly lower down. But again, be very, very mindful of your knees. Okay, now you're going to feel a stretch into the quads. Good. Let's close our eyes and close our practice here. Inhale. And exhale. All right, friends. Thanks for tuning in again. I'll see you guys for our next class. Thank you.